This is Chief, the one half of Chief and Stereo. Let's talk. So today I'd like to just expound on the recent primary election in New York, and this was basically the runners were yes, former Andrew Cuomo, in addition to the newcomer to the mayoral race, which was Mamdani, specifically Zohran Mamdani. Who is he? Well, he is of African stock. Well, technically, he's of Indian descent. He's originally from Uganda. His parents is from India. In addition, he migrated to the United States when he was around 7 years old, and he went to Bronx High School of Science. He graduated, and he did some volunteer work with the city council, and that's when he became interested in politics. Now, this young man, he's very young, energetic. He is, as they say, a socialist Democrat, right? He believes in a lot of social programs need to be, how I would put it, to be assisted by the government and taxpayer, what have you. So, in a kind of sense, he believes in like rent freeze, stabilization, social housing. He's with the Democratic Party as well, and some of his biggest backers is Congress Lady Alexandra Ocasio Cortez, in addition to Bernie Sanders. Now, he was going up against a line of like heavyweights and bigwig, including the Speaker of the City Council of New York City, in addition to Cuomo. Now, Cuomo, as you know, was the former governor of New York. He resigned in disgrace, and I say it again, in disgrace, because it's alleged that he was sexually harassing individuals, ladies that worked directly for him, and also worked for the state police that was bodyguarding him and what have you. And it was a slew of young ladies in which it was a lot of pressure on him. And in terms of the pressure, a lot of political supporters and donors, they were basically telling him you need to step down because he was not a viable politician to no longer to support based on the allegation and the pressure that was on him. Eventually, he stepped down and he went in the background, I guess, to rehabilitate his image, and I guess he came back on the political scene. I guess after he believed that his image was rehabilitated. Mind you, this same Cuomo, he not only allegedly sexually harassed his subordinate, people that was answered to him, right, as being a boss, right, and as being the governor, like the most powerful man in New York State. Secondly, the controversy always stayed over his head, in which during the COVID epidemic, I should say pandemic, it's alleged that he transferred sick individuals from the hospitals and dumped them into the nursing home, in which this led to a lot of nursing home elderly patients dying from COVID because they got infected from the patients that was transferred from the hospitals. And not only the patient died, but also the caretakers, right? And in addition to the individuals that they transferred from the hospital, they were like dropping like flies. It's alleged that he covered it up and he bullied individuals and whistleblowers that spoke out about it and blew the whistle. Effectively, it was always around, and people talked, and the media spoke about it, but nothing came of it, right? So, with both of those together, he eventually stepped down. He came back, and he had over $26 million in campaign funds to run um, against these candidates for the mayor position. Now, Eric Adams, his how you say his stock has dwindled, so he jumped ship from the Democratic Party to an independent ticket. So whomever wins the primary will go up against him in the general election. Now, everyone was saying where Cuomo has the best shot against him, and he had a lead going into the primary, but Mamdani, he just came out of nowhere. Like, he had a lot of charisma. He was telling people what they want to hear, because housing is very expensive in New York. Childcare is very expensive. Social housing is needed. Individuals have issues getting on public transport because the money's just not there for some individuals. And he's speaking the socialist ideology that a lot of people want to hear, right? And in addition to his commercials, it was hitting left to right. The commercial, was in charge of his campaign, they was doing an exceptional job. Like, he was front and center everywhere, right? And then in the campaign with Cuomo, he started like blasting him, saying that he is a threat and he's a socialist, and his radical ideas and so forth. And then Mamdani started hitting back and basically saying, he was accused of sexual harassment and nursing home debts, and Mamdani, he went to a lot of social clubs and senior centers, and he was going all over the place and campaigning, at train stops and train stations, and he was just all over the place. Now, everyone thought Cuomo would have pulled it out because, listen, he had the highest office, right? Which is the governor's mansion, right? He was there for many years until he stepped down, right? He's coming from a political dynasty. Like, his father was like governor for 12 years, right? And he followed in the footsteps of his father. And even though he was scarred by the sexual harassment, which it appears that he never apologized for that, or he never took. It appears that he didn't take responsibility for it, right? Now, Mamdani, everyone thought he never had a chance, and lo and behold, the primary election was held, and he blew him out. He blew out a lot of people that was running against him. It's a political shocker. Like, is this the wave or the beginning of the blue wave that we will see come upcoming election for congressional seats and senatorial seats, and maybe the next 4 years during the presidential election? Is this a new beginning? Is this a wake-up call for maybe the Republicans to say that, hey, maybe the ways you guys were going about, maybe there's a paradigm shift at this time, right? So, and then now the Republican Party is just throwing like barbs at him. One Republican individual was saying that, well, September 11 happened, and the buildings was brought down by Muslims, and now we're about to elect a Muslim as the mayor for New York. This is how low they went, right? So, will Mr. Mamdani use this poke in his side from that statement to rally the Democrats to rally around him and say, hey, you know, we need change. We need a political change as per what's happening in Washington, D.C. at this time, with the deportation of the migrants and ICE agents going after individuals that filed for asylum, and they all have the balaclava mask on and going into people job sites and the farm and chasing people on the farm, and you know, and so forth. So we'll see. You know, me per se, you know how they always say, socialism is good, but it's good when the money that is being used by other people's money as opposed to my money. So who will pay for all these programs per se, right? Once, if he becomes mayor of the city of New York, right? Who will pay for these social programs? Will they increase? Well, he said that he will increase business tax and also on the wealthy and so forth. So we will see how, when he goes up against the current mayor during the debate, if he's going to say, you know, where he's going to get the finances from to, you know, to pay for all these programs. We will see. But in any case, Stera and I will ventilate this a little further, and we discuss this with you guys, and we keep an eye out for the general election and update you guys. I always want to thank you guys for always tuning in, subscribing, sharing, and we love you, man. Peace.